working for climate change and environment when I was 15. So basically, if you asked me to, describe myself in 2 words, so I'll say I'm just a young girl in the city of dreams and someone who has ambitions, opinions, and an obsession of reminding people to save this planet. That's the way I'd like to describe myself. We Mumbaikars are blessed to have the best coastline. We are surrounded by the ocean, by the waves, by a lot of sunshine and a lot of energy. But one day I was walking towards the end of Carter Road and I saw something very unsettling. I saw our mangroves entangled in plastic. 8-10 years back, there were not a lot of cleanups and not a lot of attention given to the beaches and the mangroves. So there used to be a lot more waste. Now things are changing. Now everyone has become active. Everyone is very alert. Even our government is more alert about the ocean, the beaches, the waste over there. I would just get very angry. It was a lot of anger, and I knew I wanted to do something because I knew I wouldn't be able to be in peace if I wouldn't have done something at that point of time. It was a lot of anger that how is this, and when you really tend to care about something, you dig deeper, and that's when I started digging deeper. I realized that all of this was done by us, the humans. The waste in the oceans was there because of us. That's how we started the beach cleanups, and at that time I was very, very blonde, 15 years again, very naive, very blonde. We also had Pooja Bhatt, who had come and happily volunteered with us to clean the beach, I remember. So I thought that I'll just do one cleanup and it's going to be clean. Firstly, it takes in a lot of energy. Even if you clean for 2 hours, I don't think you can complete there's only a small patch that gets cleaned. So you have to really need a lot of volunteers if you need the entire patch to get cleaned. So I thought that one cleanup would actually save the problem. If I do one cleanup, the entire ocean will be clean, the mangroves will be clean, or the beach will be clean. And at that point of time, I didn't think that high tide would come back and get all the waste back into place. So I came to terms with that it's not a one-day job, it's an endless job. You cannot protect and you cannot clean the beach in a day. You need to give in a lot of time, a lot of efforts, a lot of energy. And we've completed 450 weeks of beach cleanups last month, but still it's like a never ending thing. It's infinite. You have to keep doing this. It will only reduce when our behaviors, normal local citizen behavior changes. That's when you will see a change. So I started off with the cleanups and it never stopped. But now, as I'm growing and as the team is growing of volunteers, I have started becoming more passionate, more enthusiastic. Of course, that I was then also, but now also the enthusiasm has not died, and more passionate, more focused, and I have a set of goals that needs to be completed. So initially the difficulties that we face to us, and that every time it happens, when you want to start something, even when you're an entrepreneur, even when you are doing anything else, any career stream, you have to start alone. You start alone maybe with 1 or 2 people, and then when people see your work, when people get that trust, get that little faith in you, that's when they join you. So when I used to do it earlier, there were barely any people who wanted to join in to clean the beach. But I don't know, I still don't know why would nobody want to clean it with me. It used to get so difficult. I had to go to schools, I had to go to colleges. Then there are these various clubs, we have your Rotaract, we have NSS, then there is the Scouts Club, there is Lions Clubs. There are so many types of clubs, and then there were schools that had given students a set number of hours. But it used to be very difficult for them to get on and to come and clean up at that point of time. But now, as time has passed, it has, I think, the youth is more aware. The youth has realized the problem. We do realize that climate change is not a fad that is created, it is real. Our snow caps are melting, there are droughts in various parts of the states. Leave the world, we are talking about Maharashtra. So we do realize it, and we have come to terms that it is our responsibility to, save and protect the planet. And it's a lot more easier now. It's just maybe one WhatsApp text to a group or one Instagram post, and automatically we have these registrations. We have a lot of people joining in. The second difficulty that we are facing is trying to bring in a behavioral change. So all types of groups we are working with. We are working with the low income groups. We are working with school students from colleges and schools, and we are working with normal citizens also. It's like a mix. So trying to explain them the importance of not using plastic. First, reduce using single use plastic, because it is a problem. If you go and see our landfills, if you see our oceans, when I'm cleaning up the beaches, the types of things that I'm finding: packets of wafers, chips, thelis, milk packets, but milk packets is 100% recyclable, so that is okay. But these chips and your chocolate wrappers and basically anything that comes in packaging, and that is your biscuits, it's very difficult to recycle, and they're very shiny, because they have this attractive packaging. They're very, very shiny, so the shinier it is, the more difficult it is to recycle. So behavioral change is very important. We have a lot of coffees now, the coffee culture. So if you can, a lot of cafes have these reusable mugs, but again, that's waste. Sorry, they have these recyclable mugs, but that is waste. So you can carry your own coffee mug, and just make your surroundings a little green if possible. It is not rocket science, it is very simple, and we've been doing this. We Indians are more adapted to living a sustainable lifestyle. We had our matka, we always had your copper bottles. Buy local, we would shop local, we never picked up things with a packaging. So anything that comes with packaging does have an ill effect on the environment, but it's not that I'm telling you stop it. Everyone has their personal choices. I'm just saying that if one can be a little mindful, it can be good. It's been where I was 15, now I'm 22. And it's been constant, the cleanups. Every time you clean the beach, you will never find a plastic bottle. It's very rare you will find it. You'll find more of these thelis, more of your straws, more of your cutlery. You will not find a lot of bottles, because that has been picked up and given it and sold. But the reason why we do these cleanups every week or every 15 days, depends on the situation and time, is because I want young people to go out there to feel, firstly they feel very icky to clean anyone, because it's so dirty. If you go to Meaty River, you will see how dirty you're not walking on ground, you're walking on trash, and you're picking up trash. And then when they pick up, they start to realize, they tend to think that this is the waste created by us. It's more to create awareness about the problem. That's why we get these young people to come and clean. But other than that, we have our rag pickers who've been doing it on daily basis. They clean they clean certain parts of city, and they bring the trash to our waste management plant. That's where we segregate. Now when you segregate, there is e-waste, there is dry waste, there's wet waste, and it needs a lot of manpower, hand power. Even your green bottles, your white bottles, is supposed to be segregated separately. The wrapper that comes around it is supposed to be removed. The cap is segregated separately. We are venturing into recycling. there's still a lot of research that's happening, because we want to do it in the best way possible and not go wrong, but we segregate it and we send it ahead to companies that specialize in recycling, and that's where the recycling bit happens. And then they end up making tables, they end up making soft toys, they end up making chairs, basically all sorts of things out of that plastic. Even t-shirts now, a lot of fashion involves a lot of plastic in them. The sustainable fashion that is coming up, there's a lot of recycling that's happening. It was my father's passion project. It was a biogas plant at Pali Hill. So if you see the street lights that are generated at Pali Hill right now, they are all generated from the waste that people at Pali Hill create. So it is a biogas plant. All the waste is converted into energy, and then earlier I think the bill used to be 10-12 lakhs a month or a year, one of it. It used to be 10-12 lakhs, and now it is free of cost, and it is beautiful. It's just nice to see that your waste is being converted into bringing light into your vicinity. And every stakeholder of this society, I make sure they come at least once to clean up, because climate change is not a one man's job. It is the government, the citizens and the corporates coming together. Only then there is change. And a lot of times it's I'm being asked that why do you get actors and why do you get politicians to clean the beach? So I'm like, they're leaders in their own respective way, and leaders must lead by an example. When they come, they end up sharing it, and then there are a lot more people who join in. They have their own community, a community of fans and a community of followers. So, and when they raise a voice, it does ring bells. People tend to listen. Another project that I have started, it's under the One Earth Network campaign, because a lot of youngsters have a lot of ideas on climate change, and trust me, they have some great ideas. They have, like, our urban forestation campaign was an idea from a student, and we do it together because the foundation has the bandwidth to getting things done now. What we young people, what I want, and what when I talk to youngsters, they want is that development is very important for our well-being, for our future. It is very important, but when you're doing development, there should also be environment. So it is economic and environment hand in hand. But what we youngsters want is there should be a fine balance between environment and economics and development, but environment should be the focus. Look at the air we are breathing, come on. And to all youngsters maybe who are watching this, please join us. That's it. Just join us.